How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG, which had a monstrous day inside of the market, posting up a strong green day, and there's some variables that I want to talk about of how this run can continue further. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.38, being up 13.80%. On the low, it tested $2.93, and then on the high, testing $3.40. So when we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 43.977 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 34.476 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we've seen some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 64.33. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, you can see that we are below the 200-day, but we are above the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So as far as for the price action, if you guys remember what I said in the previous video, I was saying if we do pull back, I'd love to see support at the 21-day EMA or being able to hold up around 270. And if we were unable to hold that, then we could potentially fill this gap to the downside, which is right here around 258. But look, we decided to bounce off that 21-day EMA on the Monday, and look at what we saw today. We ended up seeing a high of $3.40. So what this means going into tomorrow, if we continue to see strength in the markets, I'm looking forward to seeing how well we do when we get to resistance right here around 360. This has been a clear area where we deal with some selling pressure, but if we're able to break through 360, that's where I want to look forward to seeing us get past 381 and see if we can make that move to $4, which is right where we have the 200-day moving average. And if we can get price action above it, that'll take BBIG out of the bear market that it's in. And if we decide to consolidate going into tomorrow, since we did test a low of $2.93, I would love to see us hold support right at the 100-day, which is at $3.09. Holding this level would be key. Having consolidation above 3 would be great because it'll just get us ready for that next move up. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. So scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions and red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings from March the 29th, we have SMMV iShares Edge MSCI minimum volume US small cap ETF that purchased 113,510 shares. We also have iShares Morningstar that purchased 6,439 shares, and then we also have iShares Morningstar small cap growth ETF that purchased 24,542 shares. And now when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 45.91%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 6.77 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 70,000, updated 1 minute ago, and then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 107.65%. It is great to see these numbers from BBIG. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 25th, it is at 51.87. And then when we take a look at the close for the 28th, it is at 45.91. So one thing that remains clear, BBIG does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflow, it is at 28.95, and then on the outflow, it's at 25.54. So we ended up having an inflow day and no know these numbers are in the millions. Breaking it down, on the large, it was 0.29. On the medium, it was 21.54. And then on the small, it was 7.12. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 0.73. On the medium, it was 18.30. And then on the small, it was 6.51. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, March the 29th, it being that outflow of just under 435,000. And for March the 28th, it was just over 591,000. Taking a look at the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, you can see that we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 24.20%. So this is up there for a stock like BBIG, but let's be honest here, it is volatile. We know there are many traders that are going to be taking advantage when we have above average volume and they see strength in the stock. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, it was great to see the performance that it had today, being up almost 14% on the day. So as far as for the price action, what I want to see for tomorrow, I want us to hold support at $3. This is very key. We ended up seeing a low of around $2.93. So most preferably, if we pull back, I want to see strength above $3.20. This will be essential. I saw inside of the after hours, it is trading around $3.50. But of course, when it comes to after hours and as well as for the pre-market, the volume is nowhere near close to what we get during regular trading hours. And that's why I say that's what really matters. But the key level that you want to see BBIG get above, especially during regular trading hours, is above $3.60. The reason why this level is so key, because then we want to look forward to seeing a move going to $3.81. And getting past $3.81, then there's a strong likelihood that BBIG will make its move to $4 and move up further from there. And that's what we call a strong reversal. It will put it back above the 200-day moving average and officially get it out of the bear market. And that's why you want to keep an eye on the tech sector as well. We've seen tech has been running up, showing a lot of strength. As far as for the 10-year yield, we ended up having a pullback, and of course, tech stocks benefited from this. They become a lot more attractive as far as for investment purposes. So knowing that and also seeing the excitement that we have around meme stocks at the moment, BBIG is going to benefit big time. What I'm looking for though, I would love for us to make that move to 4, consolidate until we get some more information in regards to the spinoff. This would be the most ideal scenario. But just seeing BBIG above $3 or just consolidating within that range, I'm perfectly fine with that, because we know stocks just do not go straight up. Let it consolidate and let it get ready for the next move up. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we could clearly see institutions have been loading up on shares, so that is great. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. And additionally, we now have the short borrow fee rate back above 100%. And you guys know what happens when we have those type of stats. Yes, we see more moves to the upside from BBIG. But what we want to see a continuation of is that above average volume, more buying pressure coming in, more demand in the market for the stock. The moment the volume starts slowing down and we don't have a lot of buyers coming in, of course it's going to pull back and short sellers are going to take advantage of this. So that's why I say before you jump into this play, make sure you do your homework. Look out for those areas of support and then think about going in with an entry when it has found a solid base. This is very key. You just don't want to push the buy button and hope. We don't do that around here. You have a game plan. You have a strategy. Go out there and execute. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.